Alex Morgan, a 25-year-old white American waiter, moved like a shadow across the busy floors of Pine Rock Diner, the place he had worked for 3 years. His apron was old, his paycheck small, but he carried a quiet kindness in his blue eyes. That morning, he saw an old homeless man outside, gray beard, torn jacket, trembling hands. Something in the old man's gaze reminded Alex of a story his grandmother used to tell: be kind to strangers, some are angels in muddy clothes. When Alex brought the man a plate of pancakes and hot coffee, his manager exploded. "Is this charity hour?" Mr. Griggs barked. He was hungry. "I couldn't ignore that. That comes out of our stock. You're fired." And just like that, Alex lost the only job keeping him afloat. Alex walked outside, trying to hold back tears. The old homeless man approached him with surprising strength in his voice. "Son, kindness never goes unpaid," the man said softly. Alex forced a smile. "I'll survive. I always do." The old man placed his palm on Alex's shoulder. His touch felt warm, almost electric, like something ancient flowed through him. "The world tests good men. But remember this: the river bends only to meet the sea." Alex didn't understand the meaning, but the message stayed in his heart like a glowing ember. With no job, Alex counted his last $20. Rent was due. His stomach growled. He saw the old man again inside. "Hey, you want half?" Alex asked. The old man smiled gently. "You already gave me more than food." That night, Alex walked home under the city lights, thinking of his grandmother's African folklore tales, stories of trickster spirits and wandering ancestors who tested mortals. Something about the old man felt strangely familiar, almost magical. The next morning, the old man was gone. Not a trace. The alley looked swept, clean. Even his cardboard mat vanished. "That's odd," Alex murmured. A street vendor nearby said, "Old Thomas. He comes and goes like wind. Some say he's not ordinary. Appears where he's needed." Alex felt a shiver. Thomas, huh? He remembered how the old man's eyes looked too sharp, too knowing. 2 days later, a mysterious white envelope appeared under Alex's apartment door. No stamp, no name. Inside was a note. "Come to Hillcrest Building. 18th floor. Noon." Along with it was a bus ticket. Alex stared at it. Is this a scam? But something pushed him. Curiosity. Hope. Or the whisper of folklore in his grandmother's voice telling him, "Follow the strange invitation, destiny hides in odd places." Hillcrest Tower was the tallest building in the city, glass walls reflecting sunlight like a giant's eye watching over everything. Alex felt underdressed in his worn jacket as he rode the elevator to the 18th floor. When the doors opened, a young woman in a suit greeted him. "You must be Mr. Morgan. Please, follow me." Sure," Alex replied nervously. His heart pounded. Why would someone like him be called here? The woman led him into a vast office. At the far end sat the old homeless man. But not ragged. Not dirty. Instead, he wore an expensive suit, hair trimmed, beard neat. His eyes were still the same, wise, warm, ancient. Alex froze. What is this? Who are you?" The man smiled. "My real name is Thomas Branner. Owner of Branner Enterprises." Alex almost fainted. "You're a billionaire. And you," Thomas said, "are the only person who gave me kindness without knowing who I am." Thomas explained everything. "I disguise myself a few times each year. To see how people treat the invisible of society. You passed the test that countless wealthy people fail." Alex sat down slowly. "I never did it for a reward." "Exactly why you deserve one." Thomas told him of an African proverb he learned during his travels. "A good deed is a seed, it may take long, but it never refuses to grow. Alex felt tears rise. Thomas handed Alex a folder. A full employment offer, salary, benefits, housing support. Alex stuttered. "Sir, I don't know anything about corporate work." "You know kindness," Thomas replied. "Skills can be taught, character cannot." Alex accepted, his hands shaking. The moment he signed, it felt as though destiny itself shifted in his favor. Alex walked into Branner Enterprises as a new employee, not as a waiter but as a trainee in public relations. People noticed him, some side-eyed him, others smiled supportively. Thomas walked by and whispered, "Remember, move like water, adapt and flow." Alex nodded, feeling the weight of his new world. Not everyone welcomed him. A senior employee, Derek, sneered openly. "So the homeless feeder got lucky," Derek muttered. Alex ignored him, remembering his grandmother's tale. When the drum of success beats, envy always dances nearby. Thomas overheard the mockery and smiled secretly, knowing adversity would shape Alex. Thomas began personally mentoring Alex. They shared lunches, stories of travel, and deep teachings. "Why me?" Alex once asked. "Because you treated me like a human when the world saw trash," Thomas said. Alex learned quickly, rising in confidence. But the folklore whispers inside him suggested something deeper was happening, something spiritual. One afternoon, a financial scandal shook the company. A major investor threatened to pull out. Derek blamed Alex, saying, "New boy ruined everything." But Thomas defended him. Alex wasn't even on the project. Instead, it was Derek who had mishandled documents. The truth came out, saving Alex's reputation. Inspired by his past, Alex proposed a major corporate initiative to support homeless shelters. Thomas listened carefully, eyes shining. "You've brought purpose back into my company," Thomas said. The board approved the project, now named the River Bends Foundation, after Thomas's quote. Alex visited the diner where he had been fired. The employees gasped at his transformation. You're doing well," one asked. Alex smiled gently. "Better than ever. But I don't hold grudges." Mr. Griggs turned red with shame, realizing the man he fired was now powerful. Thomas invited Alex to his home, a mansion filled with art, books, and African sculptures. "These," Thomas said, "are reminders of the stories that shaped me." He confessed that his wealth once blinded him. "But you reminded me of the humanity I'd lost." Alex felt humbled. Branner Enterprises held a ceremony announcing Alex as the new director of community relations, one of the youngest in the company's history. Camera flashes filled the hall. Reporters asked, "How did you rise so fast?" Alex replied, "By treating people as people." Derek, consumed by jealousy, attempted one final sabotage, faking documents to discredit Alex. But security caught him. Thomas fired him immediately. "Envy digs a pit," Thomas said, "but often falls inside it." Alex bought a small home, reconnected with his parents, and began volunteering weekly. He also visited old homeless communities to share food, just as he did before success found him. People asked, "Why do you still come here?" Alex answered, "This is where my miracle began." Chapter 20, The Final Blessing. Thomas, now aging, called Alex one morning. "My time is drawing near," he whispered. "But I leave this world knowing I passed my final test." He handed Alex a sealed will. Alex shook his head. "Sir, I don't want your money." "It isn't money," Thomas said. "It's responsibility." When Thomas passed peacefully weeks later, the will revealed Alex as the new chairman of the River Bends Foundation, entrusted to carry forward the legacy of kindness. Alex stood at the edge of the city skyline, wind brushing his face. He whispered the words Thomas once told him. "The river bends only to meet the sea." His life had bent toward destiny, compassion, and purpose.